It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and I am once again back by popular demand in my back garden. There is no end to what we can do, is there? Even in a small garden like this one. So I have established an area that is in need of concern. This little arrangement right here, to the untrained eye, might look really great, but what I don't like about this is the Crassula falcata, the propeller plant, how this has grown up to cover my beautiful Aloe Dorothiae, Cynthia Giddy. I also am not loving how green she is. This is the time of year where I would like to pull that beautiful copper, orange, red color out of her leaves. So I am going to tear into this and set it to rights. First of all, this plant, this South African, throws off a beautiful bloom in the fall. So right now it's actively growing. It's thrown off some new leaflets and it can get really tall and really gangly. So it's a very simple plant to manipulate as a cutting. So I'm just going to cut off pieces of this like so. There we go. Wow, these are really full of water. They are very heavy. Here in Southern California, we recently had some rain and it has soaked that moisture right on up. Now let me see if I can just pull this out without a shovel. Yes, I can. There we go. Oh, there's, more activity. So more growth here. If you wanted to take this monstrosity and plant it up and put it in another area of the garden to let it continue to do its thing, you go right ahead. I'm not feeling that. I just think this is so much prettier, right? So I'm going to set that aside and pull out the other one. This is also the time to check for pests, for disease, for, any issues that I might need to address in here. This Echeveria agavoides, look at this, is insane. I mean, this started out as just one plant, this lipstick, and look at how it is spreading through the garden. I talk about this a lot, how over time these plants just knit together and become like a quilt, and this is such a perfect example. Look at how these plants have knitted together. And look how much better this arrangement looks right now, just getting that falcata out of there. It really opened it up, and you can see the giddy so much better. I've got my crazy chicken, and this is actually a little piece of garden art that's supposed to, go back and forth with the breeze, but it's the plants have grown to such an extent that she's just sort of stuck in there like that, so I'm going to let that ride. I don't think that I'm going to be able to get this out without a shovel, but let me try. I don't remember the last time I messed with her. Oh, she's not in there that tight. I can do it. There we go. All right, let's see what's going on here. Okay, not a whole heck of a lot. See these dead leaves? This I want to get rid of this. I'm going to limb her up a little bit, take a few of these bottom leaves off. I want her to be a bit shorter. She's a little too tall in that spot. Here's a young pup. Set that aside. Here's a bigger baby here that we can put somewhere else. Love it. So limbing up this way, basically I'm just sizing the plant. Obviously I don't want to trim it from the top, do I? Well, how would that look if I cut its head off and just left the rest of it exposed in the garden? It would look not good. So I'm doing my sizing from the bottom. Now I'm going to want to continue to manipulate these leaves until the plant has reached the size that I think I want. Ugh, she is gotten so tall. So leggy. All right. Very good. Now, I'm going to trim right about here. I want to leave a little bit of stem so that she'll stand up. So I'm going to cut about half of it off. Don't need those roots. Now, oh, look, here's another one. This one's a little bigger. Cut that off. I think I'm going to go ahead and plant this back in there with her. But again, I want it to be orange, not green. So I'm going to cut that off as well. Limit up a little bit. And then I'll be popping that back in the ground. But now's a really good time to do a little housekeeping. Oh no! Spawn of Satan. Snail. This is the beauty of having open space behind your house. I didn't make it, did I? I can just throw things over the wall. And I've got what looks like a millie in here that died. Oh dear. Look at me without my gloves. I don't want to touch that. Yeah, a little Euphorbia millii. This is toast. Probably looks like it rotted. Got too wet right there. Okay. So there, I'm all cleaned out. The soil is already soft. So I can just literally go ahead and set the plant right where I want it here. That is so much more compact. I like that look so much better. And believe me, you guys, in a few weeks, when she starts pulling all of this coppery, orangey color, you will understand. And like I said, I don't want a huge stand of this aloe in this spot. So it's fine. I'll tuck this little pup over here on this side, next to the brevifolia. Then these propellers, limb those up a little too. Stick those right down here in front. Now, I don't have to put all three pieces back here. I mean, if I want to take this is so healthy and gorgeous. If I want to put this somewhere else, I sure can. But, you know, I don't really, in case you've noticed, I don't really have anywhere else. So I will go ahead and tuck that in right there. And we are now good to go. I think this looks a lot tidier, a lot better. I've done a really great job of controlling the growth of the plants moving forward, and I have reinstated the look that I am after. While we're at it, let's check out that agave attenuata that I planted as a cutting. This has been about a week or so, and we did have some rain. She looks good. You can see that we have a new leaf unfurling right here. Now, if we didn't have that new leaf, I would reach in there, pick her up, and check and see what's going on underneath. But since we have a new leaf, I don't want to disturb her. But yeah, she looks terrific. I've got no complaints. And Greg and I went up to the Central Coast, and we stopped off in Santa Barbara at Terrasol. Here's my Talavera ball. Isn't she fantastic? Isn't that just the best? I'm so excited. That was something that I have been coveting for years. I have wanted a ball of Talavera, and now I have it. I am a happy girl. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity reporting from her back garden with your succulent tip of the day.